Welcome back. It's day 8 of adding a player from a random NFL team to the Cleveland Browns until the Browns win the Super Bowl. Yesterday, we spun the Atlanta Falcons and took Jesse Bates. We made it to the division round before losing to the Baltimore Ravens. We won 11-6 on the regular season. Let's spin the wheel and see who we can add. And we're going to get the Tennessee Titans. All right, let's take a look at their roster and see who we want to steal. Peter Skoronski joins the Cleveland Browns to play left guard. Now, I know what a majority of you are probably thinking. If you watch Madden content or you just know the NFL, you know that the Titans have Jeffrey Simmons, a 95 overall defensive tackle. But I'm going to remind you, day 7, the defensive line combined for 46 sacks. 46. And it was split pretty evenly between edge rushers and defensive tackles. So I felt like taking a defensive tackle after the production we saw yesterday might be a waste. So we improved the trenches on the offensive side of the ball, beefed up the O-line, left guard position is now solid. Let's head into day 8. I'll see you at midseason. Checking in at the midway point of the season, the Browns sit at 4-3 and currently in the playoffs as the 6th seed. Let's see what we can do over our last 10 games, hopefully stay in the playoff picture, and maybe even win the division as we're just a half game out. Let's look at the stats from the first half of the season. Through the first 7 games, Josh Allen is playing lights out. Almost 1,900 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions. He leads the league in passing yards. He leads the league in touchdowns. Let's take a look at our receivers. Our Day 3 edition Chris Olave sits with 400 yards and 4 touchdowns through 7 games. And our Day 6 edition Trey McBride just under 200, 2 touchdowns to add. Not bad from our boys. Now, guys already on the squad, Jerry Jeudy with almost 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. Denzel Boston, 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. The guys we didn't add are playing well. The guys we did add are playing well. The receiving core looks great. Let's check in on the defense. And I think we made the right move going with left guard, as look at the defensive line production through 7 games again. Josh Hines-Allen, 5 sacks. Malik Collins, 4.5 sacks. Mason Graham, Myles Garrett, 4 sacks each. So the defensive line is producing. The offensive line is obviously keeping Josh Allen upright with the performance he's had through the first 7 games. Let's check in on the secondary. 3 interceptions for our guys. 2 out of Jesse Bates, our addition from day 7, and 1 from Denzel Ward, who's already on the squad. So the defense is playing well. The offense is playing well. If we can lock in over the last 10 games, I think we have a really good shot to win the division, get a top 4 seed, and make a run in the playoffs. Let's see what happens. And the Browns go 7-3 over their last 10 to finish 11-6. They claim the 5 seed in the AFC playoffs and will travel to Indianapolis to play the Colts. Let's take a look at the end of the season stats and see if we won any awards. Josh Allen throws for 4,100 passing yards, 44 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions. A great performance, not good enough to win the MVP as it was 8th in passing yards and 3rd in touchdowns, but nonetheless enough to get the Browns in the playoffs and hopefully to go on a run. Let's check in on the receiver. Chris Olave finishes as the leading receiver for the Cleveland Browns, but not in touchdowns. That goes to Denzel Boston yet again. Trey McBride had 600 yards and 5 touchdowns of his own, proving to be an okay pickup, but maybe we could have gone somewhere else with the Cardinals, but I'm not too upset grabbing one of the best tight ends, even if he doesn't perform day in and day out. In the long run, I think he was the right call. Let's take a look at the defense and see how they played in the second half. 39 sacks out of the defensive line, so I still think we made the right decision going left guard today. 14 sacks out of Mason Graham, 9.5 out of our day 2 pickup Josh Hines-Allen, 8 out of Malik Collins, and 7.5 out of Myles Garrett. Let's take a look at the secondary and see how they finished up. And Jesse Bates ends day 8 with 5 interceptions. Jaycee Horn didn't pull in a single interception, but Jesse Bates picked up the slack for him in the secondary. And so long as we're winning games, if you don't get interceptions, I don't really care. Let's just go win football games. So we're going to do just that. Let's head to the playoffs, take on the Indianapolis Colts, and make it to the divisional round. Not much a game in the wild card round as the Browns beat the Indianapolis Colts 23-3. And that's kind of the advantage when you get the 5 seed. You play the worst division winner, which was the 8-9 Indianapolis Colts. Albeit, had we won the division, we would have hosted Kansas City. But no matter who's on that Kansas City team, as long as they have Mahomes leading the charge, they're a scary team. So I would have much rather played the Colts, and it looks like that was the best thing for us. As we move on to the divisional round, travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. Let's see if we can make the AFC title game. And the Browns make the AFC title game for the first time on day 8. They beat the 2-seeded Denver Broncos 28-20. Now, the unfortunate part for us is we have to take on the division rival Baltimore Ravens in the AFC title game, but if you're going to beat somebody, you might as well make it your rivals on the way to the Super Bowl. Let's see what happens in the AFC title game. And the only thing standing in the Cleveland Browns' way of completing this challenge on day 8 is the Green Bay Packers. Let's simulate the Super Bowl and see if we win. Here it is, folks, the last play of the Super Bowl. I wanted to come in live and watch it as the Browns kicked a field goal with 1 second left. As long as this isn't a Hail Mary, and it's intercepted. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, he's going to run it back for 6. The Cleveland Browns add an exclamation point to their Super Bowl. They beat the Green Bay Packers 19-10. They win the Super Bowl on day 8. Challenge complete. Pour the Gatorade on the coach. Let's go, Cleveland. What a day. What an ending to the challenge. The Cleveland Browns win the Super Bowl over the Green Bay Packers 19-10 on day 8. I appreciate every single one of you for watching this series. Let's pick another team to do this for and run it back.